Hey everybody, it's Brenda with Foxy's Creations. And today we're going to be making a food box cover that I've been telling y'all was going to make and we didn't make it, and nails are naked. It's the first time y'all have seen naked nails. Hey Darla, how are you? You should have got your package today. And hey everybody else that came in. Oh, cool. I'm so glad you got them and that you liked them. Hey, Brenda. So that was one thing I was going to say. Everybody's packages, with the exception of the two that were overseas, which was Nana and Danica, should have got their packages today. So that was the first thing. Oh, the box. Oh, thank you. That's right. You got that little metal box, and I stuffed a bunch of your stuff in it to save on room. I will. I'm going to do more of those. Definitely. I have one on my desk that I use all the time, Darla, that I thought about emptying and selling that I made. This is an Altoid tin box. And this is all polymer clay. It's completely covered. I use it for my rusted bulb pins, but it's completely covered in polymer clay with little wooden bead feet. Thank you. And then these are all polymer clay pieces also. But it sits on my desk, and I keep my little rusted bulb pins in there. But it's a completely altered Altoid tin box. Hey, Sheena, how are you? So today we're going to take this scallop potato box and make a cover for these two envelope signatures. So instead of making, it's an envelope journal, but instead of making like a cover on here and making this the whole journal, I've made two of them, 10 envelopes each, and we've already covered how to make these. The scene in the polymer clay on the top of the box, I know, and that's just a stamped image. I stamped it on there and then antiqued it and stuff and painted it. And so that's what these are. They're just 10 envelopes put together so that, well, we don't have pockets on that one. No, I sealed it. And there may not be pockets on these. I may have, no, there's a pocket. And that's sealed. So when we go to covering these over to make the pages, we'll decide if we want them to stay pockets or not stay pockets. But these are coffee dyed envelopes. It's 2 signatures. And I did the 2 signatures because when you put them in the spine, it gives just a little bit of room on each side for expansion. I could have got a third one, but then it would have been like a really big alligator mouth. So I would rather do them this way and have room for them to grow a little bit, because it's my journal. Let's face it, it's going to be fluffy by the time this is all decorated. So what I did was, all I've done so far, I laid an envelope on here. Oh, I thought I did. Yes, I marked the top up here. Okay, we're going to have to redo this because this, or maybe I put it this way. That's what I did. This is going to be the top edge, so I'm not going to cut this. Then I drew around the corner down here, and that's where this corner came in. And it's going to go, then I laid it against the spine, and I made it a little bit bigger. Then, so this outside edge piece here is a little bit larger. It's not big, a lot bigger, because I may adjust that to make it a little bit bigger. And I did not do this side because we were going to do it on camera. So the same thing, just line this up with the top, Grab me a pen. See? Not ready. No pen. Aha, a pen. I'm going to draw around this corner. And I want it to be a little bit longer, so I'm going to cut probably about 1/4 of an inch longer than this, which would leave an 1/8 of an inch at the bottom and the top. And that's where the side is going to be. And I chose this as the top because this is a smoother edge than where I had just cut the bottom off and it's all raggedy. So that's, I'm going to cut that edge off. So that's where we are. Hi, Laura. How are you? Thank you for coming. I was in there for a little while and then I had to leave and I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to everybody. And that when we were in there, they were discussing, or Laura and Bima and everybody in chat was discussing the COPPA stuff that's going on. And I noticed that when I set up this video, there's now a button that asks, is this video made for children? And mine was pre-selected because of how I set my channel up as no, but you can always change that. If this was going to be a children's video, I could select yes, but it's not designed for children. I went through my Teasdale Studio paper pad and pulled out all the papers that I want to use. And it's Teasdale Studio is made by Paper Studio from, I think it's Hobby Lobby. I got them in Happy Meal, y'all. I think it's Hobby Lobby that has Paper Studio. So these are the ones that I chose. That's just an overall pattern. That's just newsprint. Then there's this really pretty one. I'm going to have to cut them down. I just don't know how I'm going to cut them yet. That one. And I love the plaid. And this one. These are really gorgeous papers. So I went through and I chose. I probably don't have enough. I may have to pull more pages. Because there is 20 envelopes total. So, but that's what I have pulled so far. And I'm thinking I want this for the cover when we get there. So, let's get the cutter out. And first thing I'm going to do is line that up. But then I want to pull it back a little bit because I want my box a little bit larger. It did not go through. And that's a brand new blade. Why is it not working? Well, at least I can see it enough to cut it with scissors. The rest of the way. I think that's the part, that thick part was the problem. Okay. Then I'm going to cut one of these on the line. Come on. Sorry about that, guys. And then the other one I'm going to leave. Oh, I can't just do that. Oh, no. Where's my envelope? I think I just messed up my box, guys. Nope. It'll work. But now I got to cut this one on the line as well. Okay. So now we have our cover. And I'm trying to make sure it's going to be a straight cover when all is said and done. And it doesn't look like it. It looks like something weird hinky happened. Well, let's see. I need to cut this one down just a little teeny tiny bit more. And I probably should be cutting it against this cut part to make sure it's straight, because that's, I think, where my problem is. Now it'll be straight once I get that to cut. Oh, Lordy be. Flip it back around, make sure this one is straight. And it is, okay. Now, that should have fixed anything going on. Weird. I can always add lace if I need to the edge to extend it. And it looks like we're all good. So now we're all good. Let's put the cutter away. And let me check on chat. And I'll be right back. Hey, Nick. Thank you. Okay, I'm back. So now that we have our cover made, I'm going to put my signature over here. Well, it's started. And I'm thinking, how am I going to do this? Because I wanted this back here. That's what I'm thinking of doing. Let me turn my cover over. We're going to need the paper cutter back. And I want to wrap it, so I'm going to pull it a little bit. So to wrap it, let me move it up a little bit more. Pull it back some. I'm trying to make sure I have enough edge to wrap on both sides. So now, this is going to be our back cover, so I'm going to write back. Oh, then I left way too much room, didn't I? Because that's that side of the paper. And then on our front cover, I'm going to overlap the paper on the spine. So I just need the front cover. I don't need the spine. If I let that be what wraps. Well, we're going to make it bigger anyway. Slide it over. Slide it up. Slide it over a little bit more because I just want that little bit of overlap on the spine. The spine's not that wide. And that goes all the way down. This is front. That's the back. Okay. Set that aside. Grab the cutter. I'm hoping their paper's straight. So we can save that for pockets and such. And I didn't even look at chat, so I'm going to stop after I get these cut and look at chat. There's our back cover and part of our spine. And this will be our front cover with a little bit of spine overhang on it. Boy, I didn't draw that line straight. Let's try. Okay. Take that away again and let me check on chat. Oh, thank you, Darla. I worked really hard on that to coordinate the pages with her pages, and researching and stuff. I'm so glad you like it. Hi, Susan. Thanks for coming. Hey, Kelly. I'm so glad. Everybody should have got their boxes except for the two international. There was one to Canada and one to Denmark. Those are the two that still haven't gotten their packages yet. So now we're going to get our box back. This I have labeled front, and it's going to wrap around. And we're going to put it, how much overhang? We're going to put it probably like that. And I think I want to put the back one on first. Only because it's going to go the furthest around. So we're going to put it. And I'm going to draw on here where the corners are. So when I put it back, I can get it lined up where I want it to be. How's that going to work? That will work and be very pretty. So now to glue. Oh no, I want Mod Podge. Not the tacky glue. We want the Mod Podge glue. That's probably way too much, but that's okay. We have another paper. Okay. Brush. I don't have paper towels or anything. Okay. So now I'm just going to spread this out. And I'm also going to put some on the box. And now any of this extra, I'm just going to wipe off over there because we got to glue that down too. Okay. Now what I had marked at the top doesn't matter. That was only for cutting purposes. So let's line that up with our corner marks. And I have, normally I use my little roly thing, but we won't use that. I don't have that handy right this minute. So we'll get a card. That's not stiff enough. Oh no. About glued that down. Okay, now. And I want to get it used to bending where the creases are so my paper does not crack. So that's that. Now we're going to do, and I'm not worried about that. It looks really pretty. And if you let it dry standing up, it will not get those wrinkles in it. So that's a trick. Okay, front. I need more Mod Podge. Yes, I got that put on there right side up. This Mod Podge is about empty. Whoa. Oh, I didn't draw corners on here or nothing, did I? Well, we can judge by this paper because the papers are the same size. But I know this is right side up. So how am I going to do this? It's got to go over this way. That's where my wraparound is going to be. Right? No? Wait a minute. Yes. Okay, that's way too. That's how I want it, though. Let's line the papers up. Okay. I think I want it like that. And I'm going to put lace or something down the spine, so I'm not worried about how the overlap of the spine happened. I do need it to be glued, though. And I need it to be tight. Okay. And again, I'm not worried about the wrinkles. I just want it to be tight when it's bent. So, like this way, it needs to be tight. And so now it's going to need to dry. And I need a little bit more glue. And I closed that up and I put my brush in the water. So I'm going to use tacky glue here if I can get a little bit out of the bottle. And I need some here. Because I want that sealed really well right down through there. Now, if I let it dry just like this, it's not going to have the wrinkles in it when it opens because the paper's going to glue to the box. And my paper is not going to crack because I'm not going to be stretching it after it's dry. Or trying to stretch it after it's dry. So, we're going to leave this like this to dry. And it won't take it but a minute. And that does have a slight wrinkle that I'm not happy with. Oh, that may be from the box. The bend in the box, which is fine. We're going to still cover it with lace. Yeah, I'm okay with that. We're just going to let it dry. Like that. So I'm just going to set it way off to the side over here. It's going to stand up and dry off to the side while we work on some other stuff. And let's see. I'm so glad, Darla. Thank you, and hope you get rid of your headache. Oh, you're welcome. And I hope you feel better and get rid of your headache. So now what I'm going to do, and y'all, like I said, we've all seen how I put these together. Let's see. This envelope went into this envelope and so on and so forth. So at the end, I was left with this flap. Once I got this, and actually that's how I glued it. I just wrapped this one around, put the flap and wrapped this around so that all of this stuff where they were put together was hidden. And made sure all my edges are right. Now what we're going to do is we're going to put a cover on these. So I'm thinking, I got to figure out what my inside cover is going to be. Got the outside cover figured out. Let's figure out the inside covers. I am thinking this one or the pink for the inside cover. What do you guys think? Pink or green? Which we can't do it yet. I'm just going to pull it off to the side, and then I can work on what I want my signature covers to be based on inside cover. Kelly says pink. I know, I love that pink paper. And that's what I'm thinking based on what the cover is. So if this is our inside cover, then what I do, because I try to coordinate paper, is figure out what the envelope covers would be. Oh, we could also use this green floral one. So now we still have a green and pink. I love this paper pad. This paper pad is awesome. And it's Teasdale Studio from Hobby Lobby. And they still have it. I fell in love with it when I saw it online. And then I got it in Happy Mail. And I've had it for a while. I made an album out of it. And then I decided I would make this out of it. Since the album sold. So. But if we still go with pink. Thanks, Kelly. We'll use this one as a cover. And maybe that one as a cover for our little signatures. That's going to be our inside cover. And we can move everything else off to the side. Now we get to figure this out. Because if I do this, we're only going to have that much of the bicycle. But if I do this, that would be on the back, and this, that would be the front. Or we can turn it. No, the flower's upside down. But we could do it this way, maybe. Yep. So if we move the book up, let's turn it over. That would be the back. That would go down to here. And then that would be the front. And I kind of like that. And then we could use the bicycle on a pocket or something. So I kind of like that. So here's how I measure. Y'all are going to just, this is so scientific. Take those away. I open the envelopes. And I don't need overlap on this one. So I need to cut it here. And here. And this I'm going to cut off first because it's the bigger piece. And then I would be left with this little piece. Make sure that's where we wanted it. It is. Okay. So it's the scientific measuring system. So I want to cut. And now you could actually measure it all and do it that way. That's hard. Slide this down and make sure I have a straight edge against the bottom. In case I didn't draw straight. So now we have this piece that can be used as pockets, page decorations, or tags or something. Set it off to the side with the other one. And now we have, oh, this cutoff piece. Again, we can use as we can put this on a tag. That's how you measure, Kelly. See, I'm glad to know other people measure the same way I do. It's just, and we want to turn our flowers right side up. It's just easier. So then we're going to get our cover back. And I need wax paper, which I didn't have any tore off. So, where's the roll of wax paper? I used wax paper the other day for something here. I have my little squares handy. We'll get one of those. Just to put in here. Well, under the envelope would probably be a good place to put it. And we'll put one more because they're not quite long enough under here. Now, we are ready to do the Mod Podging thing. Let me put these back in their box. Okay. Grab the Mod Podge back. Oh, Lordy. I think I got way too much Mod Podge. And I've made albums, and I know with albums, everything has to be measured and stuff. That's why I like junk journals. It's so much simpler. But I do like the albums that I've made. I should have put wax paper into there. I want to make sure I get the spine edge really well. Okay, now I'm going to line this up as much as I can, as much as possible. Then what happened? It's like our book shrank. Did I not use? No, that's the cover. What happened? Oh, my envelope's got a crinkle in it. No, 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 no. Ah, phooey. Well, this is all fixable. We're just going to wipe that off. Okay, so I need to, foo. We're going to wipe all this off. It's fixable. Where's the Mod Podge? Envelopes are double layered, and these don't have pockets, so it's all good. You'll never know. I think I'm going to start with this side. I just have to make sure I have the back right side up. And then I can wrap it around and not get the crinkle in the front side. That was my mistake. I don't want the crinkle. Okay. So it's going to go, no, let's see. Okay, this is the front. Okay, so this is the back. Let's open this back up. Line this up as best as possible over here. Because that one lays straight. Now, we can pull it around. And see, no one will ever know we did that boo-boo. Except us and anybody else that watches this video. And I didn't sew this together, but we're going to sew this in to the main cover. And then I have overhang because I still have a crinkle. Why is it still? And now I got to peel it off again. Oh, I can only do this like maybe one more time. Why is it crinkling? Oh, the whole envelope. Oh, no. We can't have that. Let's put it back. I'm going to paste this down here. We're going to have an inside to this. Again, I'm not going to worry. I just need it to not be crinkling. Don't want to glue that together. Okay, let me get some Mod Podge. I now have it straight, you guys. And I'm going to glue where that's all wet. And I don't want, let's see, because it looks like it's got air pockets in it. Let's do this. Let's flip it over. Oh, crud. Okay, you guys, this whole thing is not working right. Paste that back together. One moment. See, it just peeled. That's what happened. Okay. I'm going to have to figure out a fix before I completely... I'm going to just wrap that around for now. Glue it down. Glue that back down. So envelopes are very finicky. Normally I have paper stuff. Okay, hang on. I don't want to glue my envelope to my wax paper. Flip this over. I may need to put, let me get another wax paper square before I glue to my desk again. So what I'm thinking is we need a Band-Aid in here. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to Band-Aid it. Then when we put a paper in here, because this has nothing to stick to, since our envelope ended up on our desk. Oh no, I want to Band-Aid it coffee side up. So now I am providing it a backing to stick to. Okay. Now this should, in technicality, work. And then I will just blend those down. No, it's stuck. It wasn't supposed to stuck. There we go. But it did. I'm going to just wrap it back and let it go. We're going to need to let this dry. But if y'all make a mistake, you can see how to fix it. And I'll get that up off the desk. So this now is fixed. And it's got a Band-Aid in the middle, but you're not going to see the Band-Aid. And even if you do, it's like a junk journal. I need to put glue under that corner. Okay. So now this has to dry. And it's still almost like it shrank somehow. I don't want to mess with it too much, though, because, yeah, we done messed with it enough. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry. And once it dries, it should be fine. I just want to make sure that I'm not gluing my paper to stuff, my envelope, like right there. We're going to put wax paper in there. Set that aside. Hopefully the second one goes much better, guys. Get all that off our desk where I glued it together. Second signature. Same thing, front and back. And we need another paper. It's going to go. We chose this one. And I kind of want her on there. So we're going to wrap it. We're going to measure it this way. And I'm going to move it over. I think that was my problem too. I'm going to move this over to allow for that spine part. So let's see. From there, we're going to slide it over a little bit because I can always trim it later. I can't add paper, but I can cut paper off. Okay. Cutter. And we're going to do the same thing. Cut the big side off first. Let me turn this around. Oh, it should go all the way up to the top to cut it off. So we have this big piece left that we can use for pockets, tags, something. And then we're going to cut this part. And we end up with these pretty flowers. That's going to make a pretty something. It'll be a pretty something. Then it's going to go like this. So then it's going to wrap. I'm just making sure I left enough. Yep, perfect. This one should work out much better in theory. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to put my wax papers in the middle, put my glue on, and I do have another bottle of Mod Podge, you guys, if we need it. Turn my book around. It goes like this. So I'm going to line this up as best as I can with the front cover. Now I'm going to lift because I did not cover this part. We're going to cover this next. Okay. Now I can glue this side. But I might want to get, because I don't want to glue stuff together, wax paper squares. I'm creating a craft lunch. Okay. Now, we're going to just pull this around. Much smoother than the first one. So see, we learned from the mistake we made. Now I'm going to try to gently scraper it to get out any air pockets. But I don't want to tear any paper, so it will be gently. And there we have it. Now this signature thing has to dry. This. So we have, where did I put the other one? I set it aside to dry. Oh, here it is. We have this one that has to dry. And see, we can't see where the mistake was. And I'm not going to point out where it is if you can't see it. So we have this one, which goes like this. This is the front of it. And we have this one. And we're going to have an inside cover made from this. And we have our outside cover, which is still drying. Which we need to let finish drying. Because I don't want the wrinkles. I don't want wrinkles in it. So, see, and my thing is, I don't know when to leave things alone. I want to rush the process, and you can't really rush the process, guys. So this has to, everything has to dry. So at this point with this project, we're kind of at a standstill till tomorrow. So we have the cover drying so our paper won't crack because we've already stretched it and got it put on here. Because if you make this flat and wait for it to dry, your paper can crack. So that's why I do mine while it's wet and then let it dry. And then your paper has a less chance of cracking. So I'm going to put still all this back aside. And I will show you. Let me put wax paper between these. I don't want them to stick together. That would be horrible. So this is a cover that I made for a journal that I'm working on. And I made it the same way. It's cardboard inside. Signatures are together. And that's when it's open. That's the way it looks. So that's the most wrinkling that you're going to get. But again, my paper's not cracked because I dried it in the standing up position. And this, Darla, when you come back and you're watching again, this is where Aubrey Ann gets married. So it's going to be kind of like a wedding journalish kind of thing. And then, so it's made the same way. This is also a paper pad. I got this one from Tuesday Morning a while back. And I can't remember what the collection's called. I'll have to look if I still have the package. I have this. I also got the 6x6, so I can look at the 6x6 and tell you what the paper pack is called. But it's like 12 sheets of paper, so I supplemented it with other pages I found on the internet, other pages from my stash that had gold and white in it. And I got the 6x6 so I can make pads and stuff. So that's a journal that I'm working on, and it's also just 2 signatures. But when you look at it under here, it could technically have had 3 because there's enough room. But I know I want gaps in between because my signatures get fluffy. And I don't want it to be a huge alligator mouth, but it's going to end up being... It will probably be about like, just when it's made, it'll probably be about like that, kind of fluffy. And I added grommets to put the closure on. So we'll be working on that one. But today it was just, I wanted to show y'all how to make that card, the cover from a food box. And that works for any food box. And that one, the scalloped potato one, is perfect for like a 2 signature smaller size, which is why I chose it for the rice-a-roni boxes. Also have that little tiny spine, so they could work. I'm trying to think what else. Cereal boxes work, but you may have to cut the spine down. But at least you'd have 2 bigger cardboards and a spine. So that would be one of those where you have to cut it apart and piece it together kind of deals. So anybody have any questions or anything? And like I said, that's just how I do it. If you have a mistake, just go with it. Fix it. No one's going to know unless they watch the video that it happened. So y'all know and I know. But in the end, you won't see it. Because that was all I had planned for today. Was just how to make, because I keep telling y'all we're going to make that food box cover, and we never did it yet. Because life happened with Nick. And he is getting out of the wheelchair more, and he's able to, I need to wash this off, and he's able to walk around. Oh, we got a pretty piece. With walker. He still can't walk hands-free from anything. But he uses the wheelchair less and less. So that is good. And this would spray better if I aimed it at the table and not at me. And that spray bottle's not working. So I'm just going to pour some water on here to clean my glue off. And this is a paper towel I was using the other day. Oh, y'all just love that sound, don't you? Mod Podge just kind of rubs off. Mostly. It's kind of different than glue in that respect. I don't have enough water. So what are y'all all working on? Ooh, what are y'all working on? And I still am working on my Artsology project. I've got to get some videos up for my November Artsology project. Oh, and guys, Christmas journals, cool. Deb started a group, and I'll put the link below. I think I can do that and invite y'all to join. For smaller channels to have a place to sell. If you don't want to do an Etsy store or that kind of thing, she's not making any money. It's just a Facebook group. Deb from Artsology. And you can do 1 post a day and put your stuff up. And it's, if somebody sees something that they're interested in, they just private, it's a private messaging. You just private message each other and work out details that way. It's really cool because it's designed for smaller channels. Like, you know, I have less than 1,000. Several of you probably do. For us to have a way to get a bigger audience to see our stuff. So I will put that link below once this video goes up and I can do that. She also has a video on her channel explaining it all. I'll put that link below as well. I was working on earlier, well, I kind of almost finished it. Off camera, I was working on something else. On a file folder journal-y kind of thing. And I've been working on things to insert. What is this? Those little booklets. If I can find one on my desk, because I was gonna do the sale, put them in the sale, and we didn't get to them last time. So if I can find one relatively quickly. Oh, here's the paper pad, you guys. It's Kirby Teasdale Studio. And it's by Paper Studio. And it's really pretty paper. Let me see if I can find, I can't find one real quick. Anyway, it's just something to put in a journal. It's folded and it's got little pockets, so it's almost flat. You could put tags in it. It's not going to add a lot of bulk to your journals. Oh, thanks, Kelly. So you're working on a Christmas journal from the, I don't know what kit you, I don't know if you got the Christmas kit or the coffee dyed. But either way, I don't remember. I am so glad that you liked everything. The fall one. Oh yeah, that is cool. I know I want to kind of make myself one. A fall kit. I've got to grab my papers back. They were sliding. Yeah, the fall one. I thought the fall ones were really pretty. And the Christmas ones were gorgeous. I am so glad you liked how I put it together. And I tried to include, if it was me buying it, everything I would need other than, like filler paper, like coffee dyed papers or that kind of thing. But I think you still got some of those to make at least a really pretty one signature journal from it or more. Oh, cool. So that's how I approach it. I approach it from the standpoint of what would I want to get in a kit if it was me buying it. The little doodads. I am so glad that you liked it. And I really, in case y'all didn't see the previous video, I appreciate everybody that supported and bought from me and supported the channel while I'm going through this whole thing with Nick and everything. I do have another sale coming up this Sunday at noon Central, 1 Eastern, 11 Mountain, and 10 Pacific. So it'll be this Sunday at noon my time. And we're going to have more fabrics. I'm almost out of Christmas fabric. I don't think I have really any Christmas fabric left. But so more fabrics. And there's a bunch of crafty things that I never got to. There are some chipboard books. There are a lot of different crafty things. I couldn't even tell y'all what all it is. But and there's also things that I made I didn't get to. So it's enough to keep us busy for a minute. And that kind of thing. So that'll be on Sunday. So, and even if y'all can't purchase, come and support the channel. Just come hang out, say hi, let's chat while we sell. That's always fun. So be sure and put it on your calendar. It's going to be Sunday, and we're going to have some really cool stuff. I plan on doing a preview video. Today, my camera wouldn't work. It took me forever. It took me almost an hour to get my camera where it would work again. Windows got an update, and that messed up everything. I uninstalled, reinstalled. I did everything. And it's a plug-and-play camera. So, anyway, guys, that's everything I had for today. I plan on coming back tomorrow. We're going to still work on this little journal that we were working on. We're going to work on the inside covers. And hopefully, we can maybe make some ephemera while the cover dries so we can sew our signatures in. Oh, cool, Kelly. That's helpful. Y'all sharing is very helpful because it gets more people in. And I saw that you went live on, I think, the other night, and I missed it completely because I am so behind on watching videos, you guys. It's crazy. So tomorrow is Thursday. Is tomorrow Thursday? I think tomorrow's Thursday. And if tomorrow's Thursday, I have to take Mother to get her groceries because Mother doesn't drive that far. So I'm going to try to be live tomorrow. I don't know when we're picking her groceries up yet. She hasn't told me when she scheduled her pickup order. It'll probably be tomorrow afternoon, like around 4 o'clock my time, which would be 5 o'clock Eastern time, that kind of thing. If I can arrange it to be earlier, it would be. But like I said, I don't know yet when her pickup time is. I meant to find that out before I went live today. But we are going to come back tomorrow and work on that journal some more. So that's it, everybody. I hope y'all have a great evening, and I hope to see y'all tomorrow. Thanks. Bye. Hugs and blessings.